Guys, it's that time of the week. It's prediction time. So time to predict this week's slate of NFL games. Of course, we're in week 3 now, so there's a lot of good games like there always is. And when is it not a good week? You know, of course, we're all going to enjoy it. It's football. It's the NFL. It's, of course, enjoyable. So guys, make sure to comment your opinions on where you agree with me and disagree with me. So without further ado, guys, let's get into our predictions for the week. So tonight's game, Panthers and Texans, a game I will not be watching much of because I have a little bit of a life, you know, so it's not a great game, and I would be very surprised if the Texans win this game. I'm going with the Panthers because I'm not a moron, and the Panthers have been surprisingly really good so far through 2 weeks. They're one of the biggest surprise teams for sure. Texans, they're down their starting quarterback, Tyrod Taylor. They got a rookie in Davis Mills starting. Already not a very good team. I don't think this will be too close. I don't know what the spread is. I don't know what the betting line is, but I'm sure Carolina will be heavily favored. So I'm going with the Panthers. Next, now we're starting Sunday's games. We got the Colts and the Titans, a divisional matchup. Now, I think one of these two teams will end up winning the division, like a lot of people think that's going to happen. And at this moment in time, because we're uncertain about Carson Wentz starting for the Colts, they got some injuries to deal with. The Titans looked really good last week. At this moment in time, I'm going with the Titans. They're at home. I think they're the slightly better team, so I'm going to go with them. Falcons and Giants, two teams that are really not having a great run at it right now, two struggling teams. This is in New York. The Falcons' defense, I would say, is worse than the Giants, and the Giants are at home. So for that reason, I will go with the Giants. I mean, one of these two teams has to win, right? I mean, unless it's a tie. Of course, that could happen. Who knows? Chiefs and Chargers. What a great game this is. Two division rivals. Surprisingly, the two teams that are supposed to be the two best teams in this division are actually tied for last because the Broncos and Raiders are both 2-0. I don't think that'll last, but overall, I think these are the two best teams. It is in Kansas City, which is a very difficult place to win. Chargers, I think they're going to hang close because they're a really good team, but I'm going to go with my boy Mahomes and the Chiefs to win at home in Arrowhead. Bengals and Steelers. Now, this has been a pretty good rivalry over the years. We've had some moments between the two teams. Both teams did not play well last week after winning in week 1, but I think because it's in Pittsburgh, I'm going to go with I'm going to go with the Steelers because it's hard to win on the road, let alone for a young team like the Bengals. So I'm going with the Steelers. Bears and Browns. The Bears and Browns both have the same record, but don't be confused. They're not at the same level. I think the Browns are clearly the better team. I think they're going to somewhat comfortably win this game. This is Justin Fields' first start, and it's not a great place to play against a really good defense on the road. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears struggle in this one. Ravens and Lions, this is an easy one. Lions are terrible. Ravens are really good, especially with the Lions' terrible defense and the Ravens' really good offense, seemingly always elite offense. Coming off that great win against the Chiefs last week, I'm going to go with the Ravens to win in Detroit. Saints and Patriots, this is a good one. It's in Foxborough. I think the Patriots found something last week. I'm going to go with the Patriots at home because the Saints defense wasn't as good last week as it was 2 weeks ago, and so which was expected because their defense was ridiculously good, like too good. Week 1. But so yeah, the Patriots winning at home, I think that's what's going to happen. Cardinals and Jaguars. Now this is a tough one for me because I'm a Jags fan. I say this every week. I love my team, but we're not very good at all. The Cardinals, they won in a wild way last week, but nevertheless, they are 2-0. Their offense looks super elite. Kyler Murray's been playing really well, and I do like the Cardinals as well. So I'm going to go with the Cardinals. I don't think this will be that close of a game. I hope it is. I hope the Jags pull off the upset, but I would be a little bit stupid if I said the Jags would win this game. It just doesn't make sense. I do think their offense will play better this week. I think they're figuring things out. I think Trevor Lawrence is due for a bounce back performance, and the Cardinals defense isn't fantastic. So I could see a bounce back, but I don't think they're going to win. I think the Cardinals will somewhat easily win that game. Washington football team against the Bills. Really good game. All right, you want a little upset? I'm going to go with Washington to win on the road. I think Taylor Heineke's a pretty good quarterback. Their defense, I think, is better than the Bills. The Bills' offense has been struggling a little bit, and you got to go with some upsets. You know, you can't just go by the book every week. And I know it is tough to win in Buffalo, but I think Washington, with their defense and surprisingly good offense, I think they're going to win in Buffalo in a mini upset there. All right, we got the Jets and Broncos. The Broncos, one of the more surprising teams in football. They're at home against the Jets, who are struggling with a rookie quarterback. The Broncos have a great defense. This screams trouble for the Jets and for Zach Wilson. So I'm going to go with the Broncos to win pretty comfortably. Teddy Bridgewater and that entire offense and team in general has been surprisingly really good. They've looked great. So I think they're going to easily win and be 3-0. Who would have thought? Dolphins and Raiders. Raiders are 2-0 and it's going to be in Vegas. Dolphins, they have Jacoby Brissett starting. I think the Dolphins are still the better team, but because they have a backup quarterback who's not that good from what we've seen a pretty good amount of Jacoby Brissett as NFL fans. I just don't see it. I don't see them winning in that raucous, difficult place to play that is Las Vegas with all those screaming fans in an indoor stadium. I think the Raiders are going to win this game and move on to 3-0. Another surprising team is the Raiders. Credit to them. Seahawks and Vikings. Poor Vikings, guys. They probably should be 1-1. Yeah, I think at this point the Seahawks are the better team. The Vikings defense isn't that good. I think Russell Wilson's going to have a great game despite the fact that it's on the road. But being indoors helps because Minnesota is frigidly cold, of course. But now that they have that new indoor stadium, weather's not going to be a factor. I think the Seahawks win somewhat comfortably, but I could see this game being close. And I also think this will be the highest scoring game of the week. Two really solid offenses, really good offenses, I would say, and two not very good defenses. So yeah. Next, we got the game of the week, I think. Buccaneers at the Rams. I think these are the two best teams in the NFC, in my opinion, right now at this point in time. What a great game. It is in LA, in SoFi Stadium. It's going to be close. Two great defenses, two great offenses, two super balanced teams. But I'm going to go with the Rams. I don't know who's favored. Maybe the Buccaneers are favored, but I think the Rams are going to win at home. Matthew Stafford's going to have a statement win. Just being at home in SoFi Stadium with that loud crowd in that new stadium, why not? Why not go with the Rams with a little bit of an upset? Packers and 49ers, this is Sunday Night Football, a really good game. I'm pretty sure, I don't know who's going to be favored. It could be really close. I could see either team being favored, honestly. It is in San Francisco, but the Packers and Aaron Rodgers did bounce back last week and looked really good. The 49ers offense did struggle a little bit last week, and I think the Packers are just going to build off that Week 2 win, and they're going to win a close game on the road. I still think right now the Packers are a better team than the 49ers, despite them being 1-1 and the Niners being 2-0. So we move on to the last game of the week, Monday Night Football, Eagles and Cowboys, a classic division rivalry. Both teams are 1-1. You know, if this game was last week when the Eagles were 1-0 and the Cowboys were 0-1, even though they looked really good, the Eagles looked great coming into last week after Week 1. But they did take a little bit of a step back, and the fact that it's in Dallas, in Jerry World, I'm going to go with the Cowboys to win a close game. But when these two teams play, it's always seemingly close. It's a rivalry. It's probably going to be a fun, high-scoring game. So yeah, that'll be a fun game, but I'm going to go with the Cowboys. All right, guys, so those are my predictions for the week. Let me know where you agree with me, where you disagree with me. If you're a sports fan, if you're a big football fan, you might want to consider subscribing. I think you'll like what this channel has to offer. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you guys, as always, enjoy the upcoming week like I always do. And you guys have yourselves a great day. Take care.